Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you my tune. It's been the same for 2 years and I stick it on everything from 65 millimeters to 5 inches. I literally stick this on everything.
It's terrific, right? I'm in heaven.
Is it perfect? I don't know. It's perfect for me and it'll probably make your drone fly better. Unless, like, you're crazy with tuning and got that perfect tune, maybe it's not, but for everyone else, just shove it on everything and you'll like it. I'm going to walk you through it because I've never really done this. I just send it to people, but I just wanted to make a video and we'll just go through the settings and just do it together and you can do it with me. You can learn to do it too. Yay.
Just before we start, I'm going to show you something that you can do just to make sure nothing gets messed up. And anytime you mess around with your drone or you change the firmware, update it to new firmware, you want to do this. Go to where it says presets, and here it says save backup. I like to put the name of the drone. So Whisper and the version of Betaflight it's on, 4.4. And that way I know it's saved, or the name of the board or whatever. But just do that, save a backup. And then after you're done this, if it doesn't work out, make sure that you do a little hover test, that it flies nicely, being nice and gentle. And then afterwards, if it doesn't work out, you just go back there and then load the backup. So you can load the thing you just saved. Okay, let's go.
So yeah, make sure you're in expert mode. These two I put to 1.45. Now, let's say your build, this is for a super clean build too, like it's nice and tight, it's built properly. Get it right, get it tight. If things are loose, this is not going to be happy. And because I'm doing this right now on a Cinewhoop, I'm going to loosen it a bit. So you can drop it down to like 3.5 instead of 4.5, or just 4. We'll see. Usually it's fine. But this is the one part that if your build is a little bit like not perfect, you might want to drop these a touch and it'll be more forgiving. That's pretty good. Stick response 9, and then dampening at 0.8, 1, and then master multiplier at 1.2. I stole this tune from, like, parts of it are from Angry Dawn, some parts of it are from MCK, I think. I've just taken little parts of people's tunes that I'd liked over the years and kind of modified this a bit. Now let's go to the next setting. Okay, so here we go, 7. We're going to take this to 63.
I want to completely build it custom. Would love to use one of your frames. If you have a suggestion, Whisper and Ballerina were my initial thoughts.
The Whisper is amazing, but it's fragile, so you can break it. Like, the Whisper's good if you make like a tiny little thing and you fly it indoors, but the moment you go outside and smash it or something, you can break things. The Ballerina is the perfect 4-inch drone. Avery's favorite thing to fly, and she can fly it too. It flies better than any of my other drones, but there's no motor protection. So it's not for freestyle because it's way lighter than a Flywheel Explorer. The Ballerina only comes in 3.5 carbon, T700, 29 grams. It weighs a couple grams more than a Crux 35, but it's ridiculous. It's really nice. 15 RP. Okay, I think anti-gravity we turn off. The motor output limit, I am gonna have to mess with that with this drone because I have crazy kV on it. It's like 65,000 kV. That you can just leave how it is. I like to drop it sometimes to like 90, 95. If you're not full throttling all the time and it's fast or a little more fast, you can drop down the motor output limit a bit and it's easier on your ESCs. So it just makes your whole setup a little bit less aggressive on the ESCs. For turtling and stuff, it keeps it a bit safer.
I like turtles.
The VBAT sag compensation. What this does is when you use a normal battery, you feel at the beginning of the battery it has more power, and then you feel at the end of the battery it starts sagging. So when you do this, it makes it more linear. Like, so at the beginning it doesn't feel as powerful, but then at the end it doesn't feel as weak. I put this at 80% and I found that to be perfect. I never feel like it's too much at the beginning, and I never really even feel it dying at the end because I usually come into land like around, I don't ever land past 3.5. Like around 3.6, I start coming back, land at 3.5. It recovers to 3.8, and then I don't have to storage charge my batteries. Like that's just my thinking with it. Plus, I'm just flying the best part of the pack. Because if you're flying all the way down to the end, bad things can happen. Enough bad things happen to me without making bad things happen.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, that's
2 for 2.
Yay! Oh, David, what have you done?
It's gonna be so mad.
Oh my goodness! Look what you did! Look what you did!
It's gonna kill me.
Make sure you save after you do things. You save. Yes, everything in that. Now in the rates, if it's on beta flight, I change it to actual. And then these, see, I didn't save it last time. Now I gotta put my rates in again. My regular rates would be 220, 800, and then 0.5, and then 180, 800, 0.5, and then 160, 700, and 0.5. And that's what I'd really like for freestyle. But now I've been racing more and doing more cinematic stuff, and I've tried using like different rates for different things, but it just doesn't feel right for me. Like it disturbs me, or like I don't feel like I can save myself as well. But then I also feel like the higher rates are not really helping me that much either. So I took the 800s, put them to 700, and took the 700, made it 6. That's toned me down like enough that everything feels better, especially racing, and I don't really notice it that much in freestyle. Plus, I feel like as I race more, it makes everything more smoother. You have more confidence, like you feel better going faster, and that transitions. So if you're just a freestyle pilot, I suggest trying to race. Do Race Scout, it's fun. Okay, save. We're on the last page now. Filter settings. 1.2, and I don't know what any of these things do. Like I don't. I know it feels good when I do this, and that's all I really care about.
Because I only believe in science.
I don't really care about the science. Like you can listen to people talking about science.
I'm not listening to you. You only believe in science. That's probably why we never win.
Look at Chris Rosser, right? He's an engineer, but his sub 250 drone weighs 65 grams.
We never win because you are fat.
That doesn't make any sense. It has 8 standoffs. That doesn't make any sense. Even if it had no resonation, and you have to put on, because I'm like mine, my disc is 4mm carbon, it's 30 grams, and it's strong as crap. Double the weight, no resonance, but double the weight, 30 grams for nothing. You take 30 grams off a drone and see how much nicer it flies. That makes sense. That feels good. That did not sound good at all.
That did not sound good.
It sounded like I cracked my drone from the side. Oh no!
Oh man, it's just drifting into the wall.
Nothing!
Yeah, I was gonna say, where am I looking?
Okay? Is it scientifically perfect? Am I an engineer? No, I'm a bloody hairdresser. I'm an artist. There's different ways of doing things, right? There's people by the book, and then there's people that, you know, you have a black belt. I don't. I'll poke you in the eye. Now what are you gonna do? I don't know. Logical versus scientific. Sometimes they're different, you know? Okay. Back to the tune. Well, at least I'll admit it. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. I just know, I like it or I don't like it. My dad'd be like, why do girls even like him? He has terrible marks in school. Meanwhile, like he had wonderful marks in school in a sports car. Mom's pretty though, so he did good. And I'm beautiful. This is so dumb. I need to just stop talking to myself. 3, the gyro filter, the RPM, gyro RPM filter. Why is there no gyro RPM filter? Okay, let's just save this. I think it's because RPM filters are not on. So we'll turn on the RPM filters. Agree. Turn that on. Save and reboot.
At my Cluis 2118 said, hello, sir.
How you doing? Now let's just see if they're there now. They are. Okay. See, I knew it. Okay, so now we got 2, 450. Okay, and then 100, 600. Those are good. 90, 185, P1. That's good. Okay. 180, 10, 100. Okay, so this is all good. All right, PIDs and everything saved. Now, as you saw, we took our motors and we put the bidirectional D-shot on. You always want to do this. And now we're going to disconnect. Make sure our radio is turned off. And I'm going to show you how to put your RPM filters on. You go to escconfigurator.com. Okay. Now we're going to disconnect the USB. And then we're going to reconnect the USB. We're going to make sure that it's not connected to Betaflight. Open port selection. We're going to select our flight controller, connect, and we're going to plug it in. Okay, and we're going to connect. Okay. Accept all. Read settings. Oh, good. We got them. We got them all. Okay, so now we're going to flash all the ESCs. We're going to use Blue Jay. We'll stick 21 on it. And now what I would suggest to choose this, racing, probably 96. If you're not, probably 48. And I never really use 24, but what I'll do is I'll fly 3 packs. I'll charge 6 packs. I'll fly 3 on 48. Then I'll fly 3 on 96 and see what I like more. And usually I like 96. In theory, it's kind of like the lower the number, the better kind of low end. And the higher the number, the better high end. Like, do you like more high end or do you like more low end control? So I'm going to just put 48 on this because Cinewoop, right? And let's go. Not having RPM filters is like, it's just you're flying a noisy build. When you have the RPM filters, it makes everything smoother. It makes everything nicer. It's like a bicycle chain with no lubrication or a bicycle chain with fresh lube. And it's just like smooth and everything just moves nicely. You can do it without the oil, but you stick that oil in and it's just nice. And that's what RPM filtering's like.
Sometimes you're in a situation where people disagree, but they're too cowardly to say anything. See, I've never been that person. I've always been the person that speaks up, and then bad stuff happens to me. I try to stand up for the people or for myself, and it ends up backfiring. So somebody posted a video on Reddit of me flying up a building and checking out people in the windows. It's what I do. Like, well, I don't know. I fly up, I'm doing a dive. I see someone, hey, I see if they're friendly. If they're not, I go away. And if they are, hey, cool, awesome. It's a little drone. Nothing creepy about it, but someone posted something like, look at this guy doing voyeurism, which is basically like creeping on naked people. It's a sexual thing. I'm flying analog most of the time, so it's just like, I can't even see anything. Even if there would be nothing to see. And if I ever saw something like that, I would actually get rid of it. I wouldn't post it because that could get me in trouble. And I don't want to get in trouble. I like kind of doing things that are a little bit sketchy or a little bit edgy, but I do try my best to follow the rules and kind of play on the line. You know what I mean? The point of this is I tried to defend myself with a video that I made specifically because of this, explaining the rules of FPV in Toronto. I'll add that at the end too if you want to see it. I lost my Reddit privileges, so I'm not allowed to post anything on Reddit FPV. To kind of stick it to Reddit, why don't you guys help me participate? If you have a favorite video, share it on Reddit for me. If you've tried this tune, put this tune on your drone, try it out, and if you like it, go on Reddit FPV and say, hey, I just tried this tune. And I thought some people would find this helpful, and you guys can help continue my life on Reddit that was taken from me, just trying to defend myself. You try to defend yourself and your speech gets taken away, and that's not right. So help me have a voice again. Or just smash the like button. Maybe join my Patreon for as little as $1, but I like to say $2. For as little as $2, join the Toonie Club. $2. If enough of you join one day, it could be my full-time job to try and entertain you, and you'll get even better entertainment. So at least subscribe and hit the like button, but consider, helping me cause a bit of trouble on Reddit, please.
Very nice. Okay, now this, you're going to boost these up. You're going to like bring them up here. I like 1250. It makes me happy. Why? I don't know. Medium timing. I forget. I used to know these. I ripped off Chris Rosser for these things. But I'll just kind of leave it. Wait a sec. Okay, motor timing. Higher timing, less prone to desyncs. Okay. And can provide more power at the cost of efficiency. And then this, I think this you wanted to be ramp up. Okay. Limits how much power can be increased. Lower values avoid power spikes, but can decrease acceleration. Yeah, that's fine. I don't need maximum speed, so I actually want this to be lower. I think I wanted it to be like 5. Okay. And now the fun part too, we can put some music on it. So we're going to write the settings. Open Melody Editor. Okay, so now here, you can choose a song from the list. So you can put songs that you like. And I only put one thing, closed, and now write settings. Everything's written, everything's saved. Boom. Yeah. Yeah! So you do RPM filtering and put a tune on your thing. Then with the motors, you want to make sure the motors are in the right place and whatever. I just changed a drone into a pusher. So I got to figure out the board configuration and all that. But yeah, you're now basically ready to fly. And your drone will fly so much better. Try my settings, see if you like them. Save a backup before you do it. And try it out. But it almost always makes everything fly better. Yeah, subscribe. Smoochy smoochy. Actually, I have a video. I have a video of someone that just had regular settings or whatever, and how it was for them, like after they tried my settings. Check that out. Watch it. It's real. Real person, real people, real things. Okay.